Here we are. It's the home stretch, right? Painted, weathered, looks fantastic. I'm super happy with it. So now we're at the stage where we start putting everything together. We add all the extra pieces, the bits and bobs, the this is and the that's, as it were. Step one. First thing I'm going to do is trace the pack itself onto a bit of 1/2-inch ply. I'm tracing because in the end, this is the size I want. I don't care what it's supposed to be, or, you know, just trace the thing, cut the thing out, that's it. It's pretty easy. This piece is going to be the new motherboard, and I want a little more beefy. Had I been thinking when I primed it, I would have set it on here and then primed it, because that would have given me a perfect outline. Live and learn, right? Live and learn. There it is. It's the outline I'm looking for. Pretty easy. Did not get right there, because that's a curved piece. We'll make that a little bigger too. What the heck. A little bit of touch up. Make sure you get all of these. If it doesn't exactly match up, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a prop. I know a lot of us get way too serious about this stuff. This will never catch a real ghost. You don't have to get crazy with it. Some people take the hobby of costuming, or cosplay, if that's the word you want to use, too serious. Don't be one of those people. It is a hobby, and it should be fun. Don't let anybody ruin your fun. If you're having a good time and someone goes, that's their problem, not yours. You enjoy what you're doing. So, here's my outline. Take it off screen. I'm going to hit it with a jigsaw, cut all these little bitty bits out, and then we'll be back in a minute. Here is the original backing board, right? It should fit just within everything, and it does. So I'm going to transfer where these holes are, because we're going to use the same mounting points. And then where this window is. We're going to drill these out and cut this out. I'm going to drill oversized, so I have a little bit of play when I put it back on. I'll just put down a fender washer and then tighten it down. That'll hold everything nice and tight. But this fits pretty well in here. The pack fits very nicely on top. It's going to look good. I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. I'm going to drill these holes, cut that panel out, and we'll be back in a minute. Holes have been drilled. Window's been cut. Next, the glazing putty the edge. I don't want it to look like it's just wood on top, and the putty will fill that in. Since it's plywood, you can't just, wood filler it. Wood filler would probably work, but I think glazing putty is going to work much better. So we're going to glazing putty the whole edge, all the way around. I'm right inside on it, so I know which side is the inside, so when we spray it, I'm only spraying the outside. But we just go over the whole thing, trying to smooth out all of these grain. And this will take it a long way from being a piece of piece of plywood to something that looks not quite like a piece of plywood. No easy way to show this to you. So all I'm doing is putting it on, smearing it across. Just like we do with everything else. So that's what we're going with. It looks really good. Now, I'm just going to do that with the rest of it. Probably in a time lapse. And we'll come back once everything's dried and cured. Light bit of sanding. There we go. We are going to primer it. I'm going to primer the whole edge and a little bit on the inside. I'm probably going to use the same foam that the original board came with. I'm just going to glue it in place. It's like a little hatch. So I'm going to do a little overspray all the way around and then the edges. And then we let it dry. And this part's done. There it is. So all I've done to attach the motherboard to the pack so far has been attached 5 screws. And I'm using number 6 1.25 inches. 1.5 inches would have been better if they had 1.25 inches. Put a couple of washers on, put them right in. More than strong enough to hold everything in place. I have not decided whether I'm using this foam or not, but for now, it goes down. Now we need to attach the Alice frame, right? And there's a couple easy ways of doing it. I'm going to show you a real easy way. So I went to my local Army and Navy supply. Got an Alice pack for like, I think it was $15. Not bad. I am going to use belt clips. Same clips I use for the Imperial Officer belt boxes. So I'm going to figure out where I want this. And I think I want it right about there. Oh, maybe down more. I think that's good. In fact, if I do that, that'd be perfect. So I'm going to take these 2 clips, put it right there, and right here. If I wanted a standoff, I could easily put a standoff on. Using these makes them completely removable. right? I can take this pack on and off. Pretty simple. I'm going to put a screw in down at the bottom just to hold it in place. But the first thing I need to do is mark out where these clips go. I'm going to grab a pen. Been fighting with that stupid pencil this whole time. And then I mark this side. So then I know exactly where they go. Pop them off. Maybe. All I did with this, by the way, was just prime it black. The thing you hear rattling, one of the rivets on this side had popped loose, so I had to drill them out and poke them in. Put in new rivets. So now that I know exactly where these go, all I have to do is attach them. It doesn't seem right. That seems right. So I screw them in place, and that's it. So these are the bolts I'm using. They have the washers already attached. This is what they are. I just had it lying around. It's not like this is what I was looking for. It's literally just the stuff I had here. So I don't think it's got to be too fancy, because it doesn't. So I'm absolutely pre-drilling. The last thing I want to do is find out that I had chosen the wrong location. So I only need 2 screws all together. I don't need to do all 4. I might do all 4. I might not. Thing to keep in mind, you want a pan head. Anything else is going to stick out weird. We don't want that. It'd be hard getting the pack on and off. Now I know I am absolutely going to take this thing apart at least one more time, because I'm switching out the gun for a 3D printed one, and I need to move the power supplies around. But this really makes moving things so much easier. Only putting 1 screw in also gives us a little bit of yaw. So if we want to move things a little bit here and there, we can. Now that ain't going anywhere, right? I put in a screw at the bottom. It's definitely not going anywhere. We'll give it a shot. Again, the only reason I'm using these is what I had around. No reason to overcomplicate the situation if we don't have to. And that is more than plenty secure enough to hold this thing in place. I'm happy with it. Let's put the strapping on. All right, put this one on. These are just Alice frame straps. It goes from underneath. There's a little tab up here. And then it goes, if you look, there's a couple of slits here. It goes in the bottom slit first from the inside. And then up to the top one. Entertainingly, these are the same types of buckles that X-Wing pilots use on their flak vests. That's a different video. So we undo the snap and this clip. This is a very overtly complicated setup for no reason, but who am I to complain? So there are a couple of straps hanging down off of here, right? One of them has a loop through it. That loop goes through this hole down here. I'm going to feed the whole thing through the strap and tighten up. These clips, there's this little ring. The ring goes through this ring and through this flexible hook. Then the snap snaps, and your shoulder straps are on. So the strapping I got was this. I don't remember what I paid. This is also overtly complicated for no reason. Give me a second. So it just goes through. That's what I thought. This just loops. There is no easy way to show this. Through these straps here. And then through here. So this is going to be hard to see. It's going to be even harder to do. But basically, you go through the loop and back down, right? And we put the buckles on the same as we do the shoulder buckles. So it's through the bottom one, up and around, through the top. And try and center it a bit and tighten. So now you have your waist, your shoulder straps, everything is currently hooked up. The last part to this is putting on some insulation. Give me a second, let me get something to stabilize this. I'll be right back. Last thing to do is to add, it's just pipe insulation. You can get it at the home center. It just goes over. I get the self-sealing type just because that's what I prefer to use. Put it in place, pull the plastic, and seal the two ends together. We're also going to put 4 zip ties. Try and line everything up as best you can. You want all the tabs going the same direction, all about the same place. want them all about equidistant apart. And then, as close to the knob as you can, because these things will cut you right half in two. Except for some cosmetic stuff, that's pretty much it. So there it is. Spirit Pack. It's been upgraded. I'm pretty happy with it. There's a couple more cosmetic things I'm going to do here and there, but I'd say it's 99% at this point. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I really like how it looks. It was not very expensive. Yes, it's only, I think, 80% normal size. It's fine. It's going on my wife and it's on my daughter. There are a lot of people out there who make full-sized ones and they're all metal and they're like, oh, you upgraded a toy. Theirs is a toy too. It's just an expensive toy. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do a thing because you didn't pay as much money as they did. I spent a lot of time in the 501st, and believe me, you want to talk about elitists, they are very good at being elitists. Don't let anybody bully you. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something because you're using plastic and they used metal. It doesn't matter. Do the thing you want to do and enjoy having it. Enjoy the journey getting there. Enjoy the run back. For the most part, this is done. I'm going to do probably a 3D printed wand in the near future and take a little break from Ghostbustering. My 3D printer is printing something new and entertaining for next week. But for now, be happy with what you're doing and enjoy what you're doing. Go make a proton pack. Go bust some ghosts. I'll see you next time. Oh, like and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that now, I guess. We'll see you next time.